What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it. Okay, it's the 27th day of June, and here we are at about 1.5 cents. We did hit a low of 1.47 cents earlier today within the first 2 hours, but nothing too crazy. It's very possible that we do go down a little bit more. I am anticipating that Bitcoin goes down a little bit more. Let's just see in reference to this. It's where I think it's going to go, something like that there, 2%. So if Bitcoin drops 2%, maybe OnyxCoin drops 5% or even more than that. Let's just see, a 5% move would take us down to 1.42 cents or lower. That adds up, right? Because I think our projected target is around 1.4 cents, if I remember correctly. From a low to a high here, yeah, we're right below the 382. Or was it 1.5? I can't remember. Maybe it was 1.5. We were talking about the 382. That's a nice reaction off the 382. Nonetheless, we'll get into the other stuff. 1.4 is where the golden ratio is. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, or 1.44 at the 0.5 here. With the 382, typically what you see is a wick below it, and then you close above it. And I mean, we got an hour and 58 minutes left. Maybe we do close above it. I wouldn't be surprised just with the way that this looks if we went a little bit lower. Typically, when you wick just below the 382, it's like just below, not this far below, not that close to the 0.5, but sometimes you do. Depending on the reaction we have here, that really could have been the low, you guys, when we start moving up. But with my expectations for Bitcoin, I would think that we do move down a little bit more from the current price. I mean, it's likely that we see 1.44 to 1.4 cents, somewhere in that area. Yeah, maybe even just below 1.4 cents. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour here. Looking at it, yeah, we just tipped the oversold zone, rejected it. Nice. That's a really good look, actually. If we can run with this here, that could have been the low, guys. I mean, we're right. We literally are right in the area prior resistance where we could be finding support. So I'm not opposed to saying that. It's just we need to see more, and it needs to happen rather immediately. If we were to move up here to like 1.6 cents, I don't know if that would be enough. That's still just kind of a lower high in this trajectory here. But let's see. Let's look at this from a high to a low, relatively speaking. Maybe. I mean, maybe 1.6 cents. If we can close above 1.6 cents today or on multiple 4-hour time frames in a row, right? Or 4-hour candles. So like if we have 2 4-hour candles in a row that close above 1.6 cents, maybe this is our low. And don't mistake my words. Just because I'm saying 1.6 cents if we close above there doesn't mean if we get there and then we come back down, that doesn't mean that that's our low, right? That would actually go exactly with what I was saying, where we would find a lower high right here and then come down, right? That would actually make a lot of sense there. I mean, it's very possible that we do go up here, we find support somewhere else, and then we continue to go. But that's, that might be for another time, another video. 1.55 cents. That's a nice reaction we had. We're on Coinbase here, so the volume is reliable. Bullish engulfing candle. However, the volume was insignificant, which makes me worry a little bit. Let's look at XCN here on CoinMarketCap. XCN, looking at you. Look at that. Look at that, man. I can't make this up. Every time. You guys notice it, right? Ever since I've been pointing it out, at least you have to have noticed it if you didn't notice it before, because we talk about it at basically every other video, if not every single video. The volume doesn't lie, man. Less than 6%. When do we see volume that low for XCN? It's like very far and few in between, like the days that actually happens. But every single time it does happen, it's when we're moving down, right? It's when we're moving down. We move up and we're getting, that day there, we got 11% volume, 10% volume. This day here, 5%, less than 6%, just doesn't make sense, man. Or it does make sense. It makes a lot of sense. The sense to be made there is that there's a lot of buying pressure being had. There's not a lot of selling pressure. Still, though, little volatility happens. Looking at the 1 hour time frame again, looking at the RSI. I mean, if we don't pursue higher prices immediately, like this is the area that you would expect to pursue immediately from. If we do reject and we come back down below the 40, we likely would pursue lower targets in the RSI, getting a lower reading into the oversold zone, and something like that likely would get us down to about 1.44 to 1.4 cents, even just below there, which is fine. It depends, I guess. It depends on the coming hours. You guys will know. And again, don't get excited if we're at 1.6 cents. Don't get excited if we're above there. Get excited when 2 4-hour candles or a daily time frame closes above there, okay? 4-hour RSI, potentially finding support around the 50. That would be nice, right? But again, we would have to see some upside rather immediately. And I know we're talking about 1.6 cents, but I mean, I like it. I like 1.6 cents. We can stick with that. Maybe even a little bit more than that, but that's fine. I think that would be rather convincing, sure. And then especially what you need to do is whenever you move up next, obviously you want to take out that high, but you'd want to also get overbought, right? You don't want to reject the overbought zone. You don't want to do this. You want to get overbought, right? We don't want to reject the overbought zone, get in and out. No, we want to do this stuff where we're living in there, right? This move is a little bit different than these moves were here. These were kind of just like one-ended spikes of volume and price to the upside. This here was a little bit more methodical going to the upside here, right? Multiple spikes in volume and just all the way through too. We had volume to the upside. We want something like that. We want something that's a little bit more methodical. Any kind of quick move up just to 1.6 cents might very well reject and then come back down. And how perfect would that look? It's just lower high, lower low, that whole thing. But I do believe that we're going to move up higher. I don't believe that we're going to move down too much lower if and when we do move lower. Daily RSI starting to get bullish. Rejecting the 60, not ideal, but it's not a problem, right? From a high here and coming down, we did break out of our overbought, or not our overbought, our downtrend on the RSI. So come down, find support at the 50. Makes sense that we'd go down a little bit. Maybe today, tomorrow, over the weekend, that's what we do. We have some red days or something like that. And it's very likely at this point in time that by the end of the month, you guys, we probably will not be at 3 cents or higher. You never know. I mean, crazy things can happen for OnyxCoin. We can definitely move up a lot, but I would think at this point a good goal to have would be 2 cents or more. I absolutely do believe that this thing can see a 35% or more increase in that time. But we'll see. Even if it doesn't happen, even if we're still right here by the end of the month, July is going to rock and roll. It's going to be a good time. We're moments away, days away. Not even weeks away, man. We are days away from seeing some bullish revenge on the bears that have kept us tame for the past couple of months, okay? Looking at the 3-day time frame here, 3-day RSI, higher lows, finding support in areas that we found support at a lot this cycle, actually, right? Back here we found support. Here obviously lower, but we found resistance in this area. Support, very significant area, right? In this zone, just below the 40, above the 30, something in that zone there. 35, whatever. What's this? Low to high. Tipping the golden ratio, hitting the 382. Okay, and this, I think, I remember this. I think a good look would be to hold above the 0.5. We can wick below there. It's okay. Or if we close below there even, just the next day would have to come back up. But it would be a very good look, I think, to hold this. And that 0.5, based off of our relative low to our relative high, is also the 0.5 of this. And OnyxCoin and a lot of different cryptos have shown respect on their 0.5 a lot this bull cycle. So maybe we don't even go to 1.4 cents, just 1.44, something like that. If and when we do get down there, I will be buying some more, man. I'll probably just slam a market order or something like that. Maybe I'll layer out some limit orders. I'll let you guys know if I do on X. Weekly time frame, looking at this here. Weekly time frame reminds me of the 3-day time frame, but it's more bullish, right? Overbought. You can't get oversold. In fact, as you're coming down, you're actually getting higher lows throughout this whole time frame or throughout this whole bull cycle. I would expect that this next move does take us into the overbought zone, right? You've kind of got this like W shape in your RSI. I don't know why it can't draw. Let's see. Like this W shape here. And I would think that does take us into the overbought zone. The last time we got overbought on the weekly time frame, we saw a move that was 20. Was it a 20x or 21x? I can't remember. Low to high. 20.5x right in the middle there in a 2-week time frame, right? Let alone what we did overall. From a low to a high, we saw 42x overall, right? So crazy, crazy stuff. Absolutely, I believe that we can see a similar result here. Does it start here? I guess this would be the low, right? So it would start here. If we were to see a 20x from here, 20x would take us to about 26 cents, which is at the low end of what our expectations are. If we were to see a 42x, we take it from the low overall. Would that be from this low here? It's about a 35x. Maybe you go up a little bit higher. I don't know. And you could always see something more. Again, we have 26 to 32 cents. And look at that. That actually is 32 cents right there. 26 to 32 cents is our price target. And that's not derived from this similar movement here. That's derived from the high to the low, going all the way up to the 1886200. That's what our expectations are, right? So we're waiting. Once we get above the golden ratio on a weekly closing time frame, 2.4 cents, there's no denying at that point that OnyxCoin will be breaking through and breaking free, seeing new relative highs and probably even new all-time highs this cycle. 2.4 cents, you guys, is a very, very key area to watch. Once we close above there, and I would like to see a week close above there, not just a day, not just an hour. If we can get a week to close above there, that would very much convince me that there's nothing in our way, like literally nothing in our way at all. This is not a bull flag, but it is a higher low nonetheless, and I think that this thing's been consolidating long enough. We're gearing up, we're wound up, we're real tight, and whenever we let loose, man, it's going to explode. It's going to be very, very fast. And anybody who is trying to time this thing, buy and sell, or waiting to buy the low, you're going to get left behind, man. You're going to get left behind. So if I had any advice, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if I had any advice at all, it would be don't play with this. Just buy and hold. And if anything, buy more. Are you trading something else? Take profits, put it into this thing, and don't sell it. You know what I mean? Like, just keep holding. Finding support here in the land of the rising sun. It will prevail. It will provide. And we will go to new highs, new all-time highs, inevitably, okay? If not by the end of July, sometime in August. But I got nothing else for you guys. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, all right? Take care and have patience. We're almost there, man. We're almost there. All right, bye-bye.